Our top focus, the opposition has erupted against Supreme Court's landmark judgment, which has given major relief to people facing arrest in dowry harassment cases. The Apex Court had yesterday said a person accused in a dowry case facing a jail term of up to 7 years cannot be arrested by the police on the basis of mere allegations. The court had expressed concern over misuse of anti-dowry law by disgruntled wives against their husbands and in-laws and said that the police must give reasons for arresting an accused. According to the court, the fact that Section 498A was non-bailable made it a dubious weapon rather than a shield by wives.
कोर्ट का जजमेंट है कि जो भी ऑफेंसेस हैं जिसमें पनिशमेंट 7 साल या उससे कम है, उसमें बिना जो पुलिस ऑफिसर है, इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग ऑफिसर है, बिना रीजंस रिकॉर्ड किए हुए डायरेक्टली एकदम से जाके अरेस्ट नहीं कर सकता है। और कोर्ट ने ये भी कहा है कि अगर उस रीजंस को जो मजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट है वो कंसीडर करेगा, उसे लगता है ये रीजंस वैलिड हैं, तभी अरेस्ट के लिए परमिशन दे सकता है, अदरवाइज अरेस्ट की ज़रूरत नहीं है। और सबसे बड़ी चीज़ इसमें ये है, कोर्ट ने अगर कहा अगर ये जरा से भी ये मिसयूज़ किया जाता है तो ना केवल पुलिस ऑफिसर बल्कि मजिस्ट्रेट भी कंटेम्प्ट और डिपार्टमेंटल प्रोसीडिंग दोनों के लिए लायबल होगा।
The ruling, as expected, has split politicians and jurists alike. While those in favour have hailed the verdict, those in opposition have termed the verdict retrograde and have said it diluted the present legislation on the matter.
That the problem of misuse of law is much less than the problem of the underuse of the law. I would say the law is not being used enough. And as and when there are cases of misuse, as in every other law on the statute book in India, action has to be taken. But it does not mean that the Supreme Court should take a one-sided view of this and dilute the law. I totally disagree with it.
And joining us live on our top stories, Nilanjana Chakrabarti. She's a writer as well as activist. She joins us live from Kolkata. Nilanjana, thank you so much for joining us this evening. My first question to you is, does the Supreme Court's judgment dilute the present legislation?
Would you just repeat your question, please?
My question is, does the Supreme Court's judgment that is now sparking a controversy really dilute the present legislation?
I think it does. Yes, it does. You see, there are two sides to every story, and when 498, Section 498 has been misused, there's no denying that, but it is definitely a matter of concern for the genuine cases as well, because now people are also going to take advantage of the same. And having said that, what I find, I was just going through this anti-dowry act and the Supreme Court ruling which has come out. I believe 93% have been charge sheeted, and in 93% of the cases are generally charge sheeted, or that's the ratio, and only 15% are actually convicted. So there is such a gap. So definitely a lot more needs to be done, and with this dilution, I really am a little concerned about the impact which it's going to have amongst women who are actually suffering. Yes, it is an advantage. It would help husbands who have been, under a lot of pressure, in-laws who have been under a lot of pressure, families, great-grandfathers, grandfathers, I beg your pardon, have been arrested. I was reading somewhere, some people have been, staying abroad, their families have had to come to India and have been arrested, so these kind of things have happened. But having said that, much more needs to be done, I feel, on this.
Also, Nilanjana, just playing the devil's advocate here now, supporters of this judgment say there will be now more clarity in dowry cases, because a lot of them, even other activists who are supporting the judgment, come out and say there will be more clarity for the police in dowry cases.
Yes, very true, because you see, what is happening is everything in the country today is in connivance with the police, the lawmakers, so each and every department can be tweaked as per their convenience. So yes, there are a lot of loopholes. I was just thinking from a layman's point of view. I am not a legal person, neither am I an expert on this, but I was just thinking that this 498, probably Supreme Court would have done a little better in this aspect had they probably imposed a kind of fine, a spot fine, depending on the financial status of the accused. So what happens is that amount is kept with the law, honorable court.
Yes.
And till the charge, till the conviction is done, or the charge sheet is filed, or the crime is actually proven, that money can be handed over to the woman concerned. So
Yes.
something like that, if it could be worked out, some subcategories in the law would have been, I think it would have been a
All
better
right.
idea, because either ways these are two extreme points. I mean, Supreme Court is saying that you need a magistrate, but what if the magistrate is also biased? So there is another figurehead which comes in.
All right, Nilanjana,
So,
thank you so much for joining us.
it's
We
still a
appreciate
little-
you taking time out on our developing story there. Of course, there are 2 points of view and we are reporting on both, but this seems to be a shot in the arm for a lot of supporters of this judgment.